Every 7 years, during the reign of Ubermoon, a grand event happens, the Tournament of the 8 Houses, in which a representative of every house sends their best chess player to compete in Ubermoon. The prize? The sacred fruit of Falwes, which is said to have the power of 1,000 suns. All the representatives were sent, including the princess of Ubermoon, Matilda. The princess was the representative of her own kingdom, the true pride of its people. Matilda was a great chess player, some say the best in the whole world. In all the matches of her life, she only lost once. All throughout the north, she had become known as Check Matilda, and now she would play to win, play like she had never played before.
Do you really think you stand a chance?
Tuwur, the prince of the southern reign of Megistar, surprised Matilda with a smile. The two were in the castle's corridor waiting for the event to begin. Matilda was never keen on Tuwur. She always thought him arrogant and a little rude. He said it was his way of being funny, but that never convinced her. "And what are you doing so far away from home? You wouldn't be here to play in the tournament, right?" "Wait, are you? Since when do you play chess?"
"Oh, I've been training for a few months. I bet I'm better than a lot of people here. Better than a lot of princesses, by the way. Let's go. The event is about to begin."
When they both got in the main door, the other 6 players were in the corner of the room, laughing and having fun with each other, until they noticed the two walk in. Suddenly, everyone got quiet, ignoring them. "Why won't they talk to us?"
"I think it's because they're the mediocre ones. They like to stick together. One of us is the best, the other the worst."
"I think I get it, and thanks for the compliment."
"Wow, you're the first person I met that liked being called bad at something."
"Hey!" Not long after the tournament began, Matilda and Tuwur were in different brackets, and would only go against each other in the end if they both made it all the way. They were the main focus of the crowd and the other players. Matilda won the first match with ease. In only 7 moves, she cornered the king of an Erelidia player, an instant checkmate. Tuwur wasn't so lucky. Already in his first match, lost in 16 moves to the wizard of Viraveth, who celebrated by letting out tiny fireworks from his wand.
"Try next time, Prince."
All the other players lasted longer than Tuwur. Half the number of participants to only 4 in the end of the first round. After having a meal between matches, Matilda returned to the main room. She saw Tuwur in a balcony watching the second sunset. He seemed sad, so she tended to him. "Is everything okay, Tuwur?"
"Yeah, I trained so hard for this. My house really needed the sacred fruit. We're going through hard times, no livestock or crops. The fruit could help us."
"I'm not here for the prize, only to defend my house, and for my love of playing chess. So, what does the fruit actually do?"
"They say it grants a wish, but it must be a collective wish, the will of the people. It was made this way so it wouldn't be used for selfish reasons. That's why each reign sends a representative after it. Yeah, and I think I owe you an apology."
"An apology? What for?"
"I acted in a rather rude way towards you. It probably comes from my upbringing, and, well, doesn't matter. Friends?"
Tuwur extended his hand to her.
"Well, I think it's about..."
"Tuwur, what is it?"
"You're coming with me!"
Rokgru, the goblin player, was at the corner of the balcony. He grabbed Matilda with his huge hands and jumped off with her. "Tuwur, help!"
"Matilda!"
That monster, his appearance. Tuwur had heard something about it.
Rokgru is his name.
He lived in the dark mountains and left his home to hunt every once in a while, always wearing his emerald necklace.
He hunts players.
He's a player goblin and was always making bets.
If a player won their game, they would live. If they lost, they would be devoured. I never thought I would see one of these so-called unlucky goblins in person. But there was no time to lose. He knew where the monster lived. The tournament didn't matter at this point. Nothing else did. I have to save Matilda. It's my duty as a prince. He packed his things and went on a journey to save the princess. But where did Rokgru live in all of the Dark Mountains range? 2 days had gone by. Matilda was trapped in a dungeon, hungry, cold, and worst of all, she had already lost 2 matches, 1 per day. Were she able to beat Rokgru, she'd be free, but she had never seen someone play like that. If I lost the next match against him, I'll also lose my life. Rokgru was asleep. Matilda, in her cell, was trying to think of a way out. She had not but her clothes with her, no stone or piece of wood, nothing, and she knew well that when the sun set, the monster would awaken. He'd awaken, and the third and last game would start. She needed to be quick. How would she... A glass window shattered, and someone came in. It was Tuwur. He was dirty and seemed tired. Tuwur! Be quiet, he might wake up. Sorry, what are you doing here? Oh, I was just passing by to see my old friend the player goblin. I came to save you, obviously. It took me 2 days to find you, but I'm finally here. Now let's
Well. If it isn't the chess couple.
We're not a couple.
Then why have you come to save your beloved Tuwur boy?
How do you know my name?
I know many things, you see, like how you'll be devoured.
Rokgru opened his humongous mouth and jumped toward the Prince Tuwur. Wait, why don't we make this more interesting?
And what do you have in mind?
A magic contract? If I lose in a game, Matilda and I will be your servants for as long as you wish. And when you grow tired of it, you may eat us. Hey!
And if you win?
You shall explode.
And what game do you have in mind, boy?
Of course, chess.
The lad who lost in the first round of the tournament? All right, deal.
Rokgru extended his hand, now engulfed in a green flame, and as Tuwur shook it, he felt a strong energy running through him.
I will leave the 2 of you to your devices whilst I prepare myself for the game.
What do you think you're doing? You stand no chance against him. I know, but I was thinking to myself, how does he know so many things? Things he didn't even see happen. I mean, there must be something magical behind it. That must be how he wins his games. I agree, but what grants him this power? It must be something he has on himself, something that can store and keep power. What do you know of foresight magic and extraplanar knowledge? I know that it's wrapped around something natural and that it's usually clear, something that your soul can see through. A gem, like a ruby, or
the emerald. Come, the 2 of you,
said Rokgru. Matilda's cell opened.
It's showtime. Don't try anything funny.
They went up to the playing room. The goblin sat on a chair in front of a table in which was a chessboard. Tuwur sat in a chair opposite of him.
So, Tuwur, shall we begin?
Rokgru clapped and all the pieces appeared atop the board.
You may go first.
Tuwur looked at the board, then at the monster. His emerald necklace shone in the light of the torches.
I don't have all day, human. Get on with it.
Tuwur grabbed a pawn, examined it, and pretended to let it fall on the ground accidentally. Oops! The wooden pawn broke into a sharp point. Just what Tuwur wanted. He grabbed the pawn and...
Are you gonna play or what?
asked the monster, and at this moment,
Tuwur through the pawn and broke the goblin's necklace. The emerald didn't break, but a small crack appeared on it.
Why would you do that?
Let's play by the rules. No tricks.
Enough! We had a deal.
Which is still on. Come on, I lost my pawn. It's your turn.
Matilda grinned, watching the scene. Roku snorted and made his move. And so it was. With the emerald cracked, Roku couldn't see the prince's next move, and as such was unable to put his cheating strategies into action. And the level of play of both players was balanced. After 2 long hours of intense play, and with only 5 pieces still on the board, Tuwur cornered Roku.
Check.
No, wait,
Roku moved his king to the left. Tuwur moved his queen 4 squares to the front.
Checkmate. I win.
Roku exploded in fury. He flipped the table to the side and ran with his mouth open toward Tuwur and Matilda, who in that moment of fear embraced each other. But when he was about to devour him, he exploded into dust. We won!
We won.
And the two returned to the castle of Ubermoon. 2 days had gone by, and it was time for Tuwur to return to the south. In his bag he carried a prize, bestowed upon him by the king for rescuing his daughter, the sacred fruit of Falwes. Matilda came to him. "Do you think the fruit will save your kingdom?"
I hope so. The will of the people is powerful, you see, and we all dream of a better future.
I see. Will you write me?
I will.
And write he did. 2 months later, Matilda received a letter from Tuwur, brought in by an owl. Opening it, she read a message that went, "Pawn to D3. She chuckled, grabbed her feather, and the game began once again. The end.